everyone. So today I'll be telling you about the books that I'm planning to read next week for the You Are Not Alone Readathon. For the first challenge to read a book I've been excited for a very long time, I'm going to finally be reading The Golden Thread, How Fabric Changed History, because I've wanted to read this book since January of this year. I've really gotten into sewing, which is something that I will hopefully be doing when I'm here. But it basically it talks about the history of fabric and how it was used. I read a little bit of The Secret Lives of Colour by Cassie and Sinclair and loved it. This is a very good way of absorbing historical information in quite a short space of time. And I love her writing. And this was one of my most anticipated books of this year, so I'm finally getting to it. And hopefully it will make me feel excited about things. The second challenge is to read a book that is intimidating, and for me it's intimidating because of its size. So in this challenge I will either be reading The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. Look at that. It's a big book, but it's once again one that I've been really excited to read. This book is about, I think it's a story within a story, and it is really sort of magical. I read The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern 2 years ago, and it was one of my favourite books of the year, so I'm sort of hoping that I really like this book, and I think it's time to read it. Or if I'm not in the mood for that, I will be picking up The Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, which is the second book of the Strange the Dreamer duology. I love her writing. It's really calming and beautiful and lyrical, and I think it will be really nice to keep me engaged even if the book is 500 pages. The third challenge was to read a book with a happy ending, and for that I have decided to read Prince Charming by Rachel Hawkins, which is a book I got this year. It is a princess story and it is guaranteed to have a happy ending. It's Scottish monarchy. It's basically just a really fluffy young adult book, so I'm quite excited about it, and mostly I just really like the very pink cover, so I think we all need a bit of pink in our lives. The fourth challenge is to read a book that is predictable or is a reread. For me, I'm going to be going with the predictable route, and I'll be reading the third book of this series, the Just a Damn Thing After Another series by Jodie Taylor, which is A Second Chance. I'm not currently in the mood to reread anything, and I think I love these books, and they are quite predictable in what you're expecting to read. They are a book about a group of catastrophe-inclined historians that travel through time and investigate historical events in real time, and for a history nerd like me, this is perfect. So it does have some dark situations, so I would be quite careful if you are looking for something more fluffy, but for me, I know that this works quite well. It doesn't sort of draw me into a spiral, so I trust these books, and I'm quite excited for the third one. And the fourth book is to read a book that takes place in a holiday-like location, and for that I have decided The Astonishing Colour of After by Emily X. Arpan, and that is because this takes place partly in Taiwan, and it's just a warm location that I really want to go someday, and even though this is quite an important and dark subject matter, and it can be triggering for some people because it deals with some sad things, so I would not necessarily suggest it as a comfort read, but the location does draw me in, and I would like to pretend that I'm somewhere warm in this time, so I hope it's warm in Taiwan. Hopefully. We'll see. In this book. But yes, I hope you're having a really nice day. Hope you're staying safe, and don't forget, you're not alone. We're all in this together, and we'll get through it.